right, guys. I'm gonna kind of let Mindy do her thing, but I know some of you guys haven't like met me officially. So thank you so much for being here. I'm excited. A little short version of me with this topic is 5 years ago when I started in the online space. Let's see, somebody else trying to hop in here. I was terrified. Like I started in network marketing and now I'm in the digital space and I was like, "Hey Angela, welcome in." I was like, I'm not going to go live. I don't want to do Zooms. Don't ask me to speak on stage. And I don't even want to do videos. Like, I was like so uncoachable. And here I am now. So, and it's still, and we were talking about this before you guys hopped on, like, it's still not comfortable for me. I don't know if it ever will be. It does get easier, but it's not comfortable. But anyways, a lot of you might know Mindy already, but I'm excited to have her. She's coming to us from Nebraska, full-time mom, full-time wife, and I'm so excited. Everybody talks about Mindy Judd and going live on TikTok and the carpool lines, and so I'm excited for her to be here with us. And I'm going to kick it over to you, girl.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your space and share something that I am super, super passionate about. Just a little backstory on me. Some of you guys know that I've been literally September 1st will be 2 years since I've been in this community. I was actually with Legacy Builder before it was Legacy Builder, like back in the old school days when it was something completely different. But it didn't start out that way. I did what society told me to do. I went to college. I got a degree and I got a 9-to-5 career. Well, although I loved my career, after 19 years working for the same veterinarian at the same hospital, I was literally still only making $19 an hour. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't raise a family off that. Can you guys? Heck no, right? Especially now.
Yeah.
So I left my career at the age of 38 and I became a stay-at-home mom. Being a stay-at-home mom was pretty cool, right? I could do the things with my boys. They were 7 and 4 then. Now they're 12 and 15. And it was cool because I could hang out with them. I could take care of my house now. I could do the things. But what wasn't cool was the fact that my husband, he was on the road, but now he was on the road chasing overtime. And I needed my husband and my boys needed their dad. I couldn't dad them like he could, And he was working more because I was working less. And that it just didn't work that way. I tried MLMs. I tried my own direct sales. I even had my own cleaning business. And I'm going to tell you, scrubbing toilets at the age of 40 is not fun. It's not fun, right? I stumbled across this program literally watching a gal on TikTok, just like most of us have probably, stumbled across this through a friend or through social media or whatever. But what drew me into her was the fact that she was a hot dang mess. And she was a mom. She had 3 little boys. They were all under 5. And she had like stains on her t-shirt, one on her hip, doing the dang thing on live. And I'm like, that is real to me.
Yeah.
That is real to me. And the reason that it caught my attention is because she was a mom. I'm a mom. She was a mom of boys. I was a mom of boys. Mm-hmm. She had 3 boys and I had 2. And I'm like, what's my excuse? Right. What? And hers were under 5. And I'm like, what is my excuse? So I started listening and I started learning. But the reason I'm telling you that is because it's going to segue into what I'm going to teach you guys today. Okay. Being you, being real is what connects people, right? Now, I started this business September 1st of 23. Literally knew nothing. All I knew is that I needed a way to make money and I needed a way to be able to bring Rob home from working so dang hard to have him just a couple hours at home with the boys a night. That's all I wanted. And I told myself, if I can just bring $500 a month in, then I could have him for a few more hours a week. I had no idea the domino effect of the term digital marketing that I knew nothing about. Because now I have 13 streams of income and I know how to average $900 days. And it's all because I gave myself a chance. I for a hot second, I'm like, you know what? Why not? And I want you guys to know that that type of connection Her name was Brittany, by the way. I don't even know if she's in the program anymore. But because I had a connection with another mama, that's what gave me the 1 ounce of courage. That one hot second of courage saying, you know what, if she can, why can't I? Right? And I got started. Now, I told myself I will never go live. No, ma'am, that is not going to be me. I'm not going to be on screen. I'm not going to be on camera. Nope, I'm socially awkward. And I tell you what, if you seeing me right now, you're probably like, no, you're not. Right? Because I have this confidence about me, but I didn't used to have that. My husband, he will tell you that I am the most socially awkward person there is. If I had you guys sitting in a room right now, I would be like this. I walked into Michelle's house last March and I'm like, please nobody look at me. Please nobody look at me. Please nobody look at me. And so even though we feel scared and even though we're like, I'm never going to go live, the person on the other side of that screen does not care. Does not care. I will show up in a ponytail, in a hat, no makeup on. It literally doesn't matter because that's what connects with people. People want to connect because when you connect with somebody, you feel inclusive, right? It's kind of like a community. When you connect with people, because think about it, everything's online now, everything's AI. But when you can look face to face at a person in the eyes, that is what's going to help you connect. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what you're selling. It literally doesn't matter. You could be selling Scotch tape, or you could be selling houses, or you could be selling digital products. But the way that you connect with your audience is what's going to get them to buy whatever you're selling. When you get somebody to trust you enough, you can sell them an orange for $20 because it's all about connection. It's all about them feeling seen and heard. Now, their problem might seem like a 1 out of 10 to you. But if you make them feel, and I'm not saying in a fake way, but if you make them feel like, you know what, you're not alone. You are not alone. I've felt that way too. I say that all the time in my lives. And it makes people feel like, wow, I'm not the only one, you know? And so let me ask you guys this. Who here is going live or has gone live? 1, 2, Rhonda's not yet. Angela, are you going live, my friend? Yeah, kind of. Teresa says yes. Okay. Tell me, I'm going to turn my chat on so I can see it. Hold on. Okay. If you have gone live, how often per week are you averaging? Just out of curiosity. I want you to tell me in the chat, or tell me if like you're like 2, 5, whatever. How many times a week? 3 times you tried. Okay. 2 times a week. Okay. Normally daily. I got a violation today. Oh, TikTok is being a wild man, isn't it? Okay. If you, every couple of months, sometimes a couple times a week. Okay. I want you guys to really, really understand the importance of consistency when going live. Okay. And here's why. I like to give my Walmart example. Okay. Think about if you went to Walmart yesterday, you got your groceries, you know, you got some stuff, you got a bread, you got peanut butter, whatever. You brought it home, you put it all away. And then today at lunchtime, you're like, okay, it's time to make me a sandwich, right? You go to the cupboard, you get the bread out, you get your peanut butter out, and then you're like, oh shoot, I forgot the jelly at the store. So you go back to Walmart and they're closed. Even though they were open yesterday at noon. They're closed. And you're like, what the heck? You got your $5 out bill in hand and you're ready to buy that jelly, right? You go in the door and it's closed. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the next convenient store, right? So are your buyers. So are your buyers. Because I'm going to tell you, your buyers will show up secretly on your lives over and over and over before you know they're there. Now, of course, you're going to get an occasional, you know, people that are like ready right then, but chances are your buyers aren't going to be ready the first time they see you. But the day that they are and they've got their credit card in hand and they're waiting for you to show up and you're not, guess what they're going to do? And they're going to find the next person. And I know that because it's happened to me. And it is like a gut punch when you have no idea, but then you see their name in the community. Okay, that's a huge gut punch. But I learned my lesson. That is the importance of showing up consistently. Now, I'm not saying you have to go live 7 days a week at 8:13 every morning. Mostly I do mine in the carpool lane because that's when I would sit down and scroll. Your audience sits down and scrolls pretty much at the same time you would. I get a lot of moms on that carpool lane, trust and believe. So being consistent, even if it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever it is, and give yourself grace, okay? But whatever it is, work on being consistent because your audience will show up and TikTok knows when to expect you and will push you more. Okay? Now, the goal of going live is to go through that know, like, and trust, right? People on average make a purchase 8 to 11 times after they've seen like the commercial for it, right? But if they're seeing you in real time, that 8 to 11 times becomes sooner because they really get to know you. They get to know your mannerisms, your story. Because going live is not about the airplane, you guys. Going live is about your story and how you can connect to people and how you can relate. Hi, Ree.
Hi. Sorry I'm late to the party. I couldn't get in. It was weird.
It's okay. We had technical difficulties.
Okay.
It's all good.
I am a technical difficulty, so I can relate.
That's all right. So going through that know, like, and trust is when you get somebody's email, right? Because you create that connection. I want you guys to keep in mind that, that getting someone's email is a big deal. And I probably don't have to, you guys all look like we're all about the same age group, okay? Now, if I have a 20-year-old, they don't understand that an email is a big deal. It's a personal gateway. I don't even like giving my email out. Matter of fact, I give fake emails all the time, right? Because I don't know that person. I don't trust that person at Target that wants my email, right? This is kind of crazy. Today I was actually looking something up, a Victoria's Secret. I was looking at an old perfume that I used to have. I literally just Googled it. This afternoon, I got an email from them. And I'm like, oh, nope, unsubscribe. But like, how, that's kind of creepy to me. Like, I didn't put any emails in or nothing. I literally Googled it on the search bar. But I'm like, that's what I mean about, know, like, and trust, getting somebody's personal gateway. Okay. Now, when you go live, think of your live and this is different than Michelle's strategy. This is not better than. This is just different because her strategy works for some people and for some people it doesn't. Same with mine. Okay. My strategy is all about three parts. I like to call it 3-part strategy. The first part is where you've been, right? Like what made you pull out your credit card? Where you are now, which is you're learning and earning. You're always, in a sense, going to be in this middle stage because there's 3 parts. You're always going to be in that second part, essentially, because you're learning. Because to me, you got to be learning every day, right? Learning and growing, and you're earning. So learning and earning always. And that third part is where you're going because of this program or where it's going to take you, what it's doing for you. Okay, so basically past, present, future. Think of it like that. Okay. Now, let me take a drink. Hang on. Some tips that I have for going live is acknowledge your guests. Now, I know you can't say hi to everybody, but I will make it a point when people come in to acknowledge. I don't know why I do things in threes. I just do. But I'll be like, hey, Jennifer. Hi, Ree. Nice to see you, Angela. Like, I'll just see their names and I'll just rattle off 3 little things like that. Because remember, all people want is to feel seen and heard. That's all they want. They just want to feel like they're there and you notice it. Unless they're hiding on the outside, which a lot of people are going to do that, and that's okay. Okay. Another tip is you should introduce yourself often throughout your lives. If you get stuck on like what you're talking about, you need to reel yourself back in. That's why I have the structure. But still, if you're like me, you kind of get a little squirrel brain sometimes. And I got to reel myself back in. And I'm like, hey guys, if you're new, welcome in. My name is Mindy. I'm a 45-year-old stay-at-home mom who will never clock in again. If that's something you want to learn about, make sure that you smash that follow button. I always give it, like, I probably say that, I don't know, 10 times in my 45 to 50-minute live. Because you got to think, there's people coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. People are on their drive home. What if on your drive home, there was a mom listening to you that had a really crappy day at work? She had a 10-minute drive home. She could have gotten in her car and blasted her radio. She could have gotten in her car and called her husband and complained for the 10 minutes. She could have listened to a podcast, but instead she propped her phone up and listened to TikTok to get some entertainment and some laughs. And there you are. And she's really listening. You got her ears perked because she had a horrible day again. If you are not telling her who you are and why she needs to be there, she's gone. Does that make sense? Okay. And I mean, I say it all the time, like, make sure you're following me if you want to learn how to make a full-time income from your phone, because I'm going to teach you how. I'm going to show you how I do it. Okay. Another thing is CTAs. If you're like, for me, I usually start going, my lives are 45 to 50 minutes on average on the weekdays because I'm in the carpool lane usually. Weekends, maybe an hour, if that, max. You don't have to go for hours and hours. I don't care what anybody says. But if you're going 45 minutes to an hour, and if you're not doing 8 to 10 CTAs in that time frame, you're wasting your time. And you're wasting whoever's watching you's time. Because again, you're not telling them what to do. People love to be told what to do. We all do. We've been doing it since the day we came out. Right? We all need to be told what to do. Okay. And honestly, she's probably not even thinking about that. She's probably not even thinking, oh, I should follow this gal. That's just probably not on her mindset right now. Okay. Questions so far about anything we talked about?
I have some questions.
Yes, ma'am.
So I primarily do my lives on Facebook and YouTube, and I love that they keep the replay. So do you think it's necessary to keep repeating who I am on those lives in the
I do.
CT? You do? Okay.
I will go now. I have not gone live on YouTube. It's my next venture.
It's so much
But
fun. It's great.
I go live on, so like weekdays, I'm in my car on my phone on TikTok. Weekends, if we're not traveling and if I'm home, I will set up my iPad and my phone next to each other, and I'll do TikTok and Facebook. Now, like today was different because my kid goes, "Oh, I'm gonna walk home," and I'm like, "Okay." So I impromptu went live on TikTok and Facebook at the same time. I always follow the same structure because, in a sense, I'm talking to 2 screens at once. And if I'm like, sometimes I will say, if you're over here on Facebook, make sure you pop in and say hi. If you're over here on TikTok, make sure you're following me. You know, something along those lines. But I do let people know that I've got both going.
Yeah. Right before this, I did live on both of my Facebook. I have a main profile and a business profile. And it was like 20 minutes. And I just kind of give a little bit of a short thing on me. And I try to then just focus on the value. What I could also use tips on here, and guys, jump in if you guys have questions. I want to, like, if while we got her, I want to hit her with all the questions. um, what are some tips? Because this is what I struggle with. I am an overthinker, and I do always have like bullet points on, to keep me on track with what I'm doing in my life that day. What I struggle with is you want to keep them engaged, right? You want to keep them in the comments. What are some things that you're doing to do that throughout the live?
So this is actually what I do in my community is I do a lot of group trainings on this. You need to be able to have non-surface level conversation. Because for me, and this is, I'm going to tell you, this is my opinion, okay? But if Susie was scrolling and she happened to stop on me, and I'm like, yeah, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. Like, yeah, that's a fine question. There's nothing wrong with it, but I can guarantee you she just heard it 3 times in the last 5 minutes. See what I'm saying? Like, that gives her no reason that you are standing out from those other 3 people. So a non-surface level question, like for my audience, is how many moms out there have ever had to check their bank account before going to the grocery store to feed their kids? You see how much more in depth that is than where are you watching from? Because all the moms are going, holy crap, yep, I sure have. And they're connecting. And now they're like, wow, I'm not alone. Remember? They feel like there is somebody out there that has struggled with that same thing. Okay. Does that make sense, Jennifer? Okay. Excellent. I do want to let you guys know that this is what my community is for. I have built a community around just going live. So many people struggle with the confidence, which I was there. My first live, I was like, okay, off. I sweat all the time still. I'm sweating right now. I'm hitting out. But I'm telling you guys, that connection is worth it. But whether you struggle with confidence or structure or even knowing who your audience is, that's what we do in my community. And it's strictly for that. My community is it's called Go Live and Thrive. And it is extremely affordable with an affiliate link. Some people do monthly. Now, here's what my goal is with my community. I don't want people in a long-term commitment. You know, all these communities are everywhere and they're signing up for a year and 3 months in, they forgot they were even there or they're not in there anymore, but they still paid, right? That is what I wanted to get away from. My goal in my community is to train you, have you implement it, and have you move on and blossom. Some people do that in 2 months. Some people do that in 4 or 5 months. But instead of a year, for the people that sign up for a 6-month, because that's your max. That's if you're in there longer than 6 months, you're not a good listener. Right? But if you are 6 months, you get an extra month free. Because if you're still in there in 6 months, you might just need a little bit more hands-on. And that's exactly what I do in my community. I offer that. I also do have different tiers of one-on-ones for people that want a more personally tailored structure. Okay, so just throwing that out there, all right? I think Angela might have had her hand up before Ree. I'm not really sure.
I think Ree did, but
Either way.
I'm quick. I just I was a little bit surprised because I was always under the impression when you do lives, they're supposed to be just really short, just a few minutes, it tops. And then the other question that I had is, so when you speak, you basically have 2 different platforms on and speak into the microphone at the same time. Is that what you basically?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, like right now, I've got you guys on my iPad and I've got my computer open. If I was live streaming on here, I wouldn't change a thing. You guys wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And that's the goal of it. They're like side by side. I mean, it wouldn't matter if they were like over here and over here, but you might be like, why does she keep looking away? You know what I mean? So the closer together, that's just me personally. Now, when I start going live on YouTube, I'm going to have to get another device.
Yeah. So can you tell me that, like, what is the difference? Because again, some people, they always say, well, you're only supposed to do, people don't have the attention span, just do like a couple minutes. That's all people can take. And here you are talking about 45 minutes to 60 minutes. They kind of throw me for a loop a little bit here.
Honestly, Angela, I have never heard anybody say that. I have actually heard the opposite.
Oh.
that, oh, you have to stay on at least an hour, which is not true.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
true. If you are going to connect with your audience, it's going to take more than 5 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, because they got to get to know you. They got to get to know what Angela struggles with, because you know what? I bet you they struggle with it too if they're sitting there listening.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it does. It does. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And do you care if I piggyback off that real quick, Mindy?
Go right ahead, my friend.
I'm not sure about Instagram. I can't remember if they keep the lives. It's not my main platform, so I don't remember if they keep the lives, but TikTok doesn't keep the lives. So it's one of the main reasons if someone's main platform is TikTok, it does require you to kind of go live a little bit longer. I would say, what do you think? Like at least 30 minutes. Like Facebook and YouTube, I think you can even get away with 15, 20 minutes. What I have told people, if they're super nervous or they're super just terrified to go live, like I was 5 years ago, I'm like, just even if you can do 5 minutes, and then work your
Oh,
way
yeah.
up or something like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I just wanted to share that.
And I did a training with a gal today, and she hasn't gone live yet. She's really nervous. And so a pointer that I gave her was, if you don't know where to start, because honestly, when you guys start your lives, nobody's on. Nobody hears you. Nobody hears you for like 30 seconds. And people are always so worried what to say at first. Nobody cares because nobody hears you. So I told her, I said, you know what? I'll bet you there's going to be a webinar coming up here real soon. What you could do is go live, and nobody knows if you've been on there for 1 minute or 20 minutes. They have no clue. Start talking about the webinar. So you guys were hosting this free call where it teaches people like us how to average XYZ, how to do this, how to do that. If you want to be a fly on the wall, here's where you go. You put your email in here. I'll send you a private invite. You know what I mean? So if you're not sure where to start and there's a webinar coming up, use that as kind of, not bait isn't really the right word, but it gives you something exciting to talk about. So you're not feeling like, oh, what am I going to say next? Because I know we all struggle with that, right? We all struggle with, what am I going to say after I talk about this? Right? That's where your structure comes in place. Okay. But yes, I would also recommend, just starting out, just get on and just talk about what you had for dinner the night before if you want, just to get familiar with the camera and the things. Don't feel like you have to start out and then have a timer on for an hour.
Right. And you know what? There was another quick question that I had is, which platform do you like the best? And do you feel like you have the best connection with people on?
I use Facebook and TikTok.
Mhm.
And I also use YouTube for content purposes. I feel like Instagram is just too pretty. It's like too aesthetically pleasing for me to handle. I don't know what, because I just get lost in the beautiful scroll. I don't know. But my main two are TikTok and Facebook, and then a little bit on YouTube.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, so my question is, you were talking about the 3 stages, where you were, where you are, where you're going.
Mhm.
Take me to where you're going. Michelle always talks about landing the plane, landing the plane. Okay, if we're going somewhere and we're on a plane, I'm not landing.
So I don't necessarily mean where you're going in the plane. Okay.
And
Where
what
you're
do you mean?
going is what it's doing for you, what it's going to do for you. Like for me, now you guys, most of you know my story, right? Stay at home mom, blah, 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 blah.
You're right.
What it's doing for me is allowing me to never clock in again. What it's
Okay.
doing for me is not having my husband chase overtime and go out of town overnight. What it's doing for me is allowing me to be in that pickup lane.
Is that okay? That's what it's doing for you. But
Mhm.
is
So
that
what it's
is
doing for you, or what it's going to do for you? Is it going to help you retire? Is it going to help you take your family on vacation? Is it going to help you quit that 9 to 5? Is it going to help you leave that boss that you cannot stand? Okay, those little things like that. Because if you think about it, all of those things that it's helping me do, those are my pain points.
Mhm.
Those are my pain points. And so when you talk about your pain points, which are your non-surface level questions, where you're going is getting away from those pain points. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep. My pain point is being extremely anemic for retirement because I spent 40 years in the MLM world and totally
Yep.
screwed myself. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, go to the mailbox,
So,
get that retirement letter and went, are you kidding me? There is
so
no.
what it's doing for you is keeping you out of DMs,
Mhm.
keeping you from making a teeny tiny percentage after working so dang hard and chasing people for $8 in their messenger on Facebook.
Mhm.
Been there. I
Ugh,
know it, sister.
brutal,
Me too.
brutal. Oh,
Yeah. So that's where you're going. It's keeping you, it's building your savings $900 at a time instead of $8 at a time.
yes, true. So the difference is obviously, when you can get on and say you have to make the difference between making 100 of these sales as opposed to
Mm,
5 of these to hit that. Okay.
yeah.
And that would
I
be
say that all the time because I said,
okay.
I used to sell $40 bags of skinny coffee and I'd walk away with $8 after chasing that person 82 times in their inbox. Right now, and I will have people, I'll be like, okay, I need somebody that can do the math for me because I'm not a mather. I'm like, does anybody have a calculator? And it's funny because people will be like, yeah, I'll
Oh,
help.
what a way to get them involved. And then they see it for themselves. Because when you say, does anybody, I bet half of them just go, oh, I'm going to figure this out, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah.
I'll say, listen, can somebody do a math problem for me? Can you tell me how many $8 sales I would need to equal 900? And I know the
Yes.
answer. But
So
when I
what
have
makes
them
more
do it,
sense?
you're like, holy
Right.
crap.
Right.
Well,
And what's that schmutzy cream going to do for you as opposed to, changing your life?
I'm gonna put a coat of paint on that.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Nobody was talking to me. Okay. I get it.
Does that
So
make
it's
sense?
just like the end result,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Yay. You're welcome, my friend. What's up, Rhonda girl?
Hi, Mindy. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm
Yeah.
outside here. Anyway, thank you. Nice to be here on with you. I have to admit, I'm kind of like struggling with the TikTok. I kind of laid off of it a bit. I got a little bit upset with when I did try to go live, I kept getting these stupid violations and they'd shut down my live. I guess I lost my confidence there. And then I just struggled with I feel like I'm not attracting the right people. I want to reach out to women who are rebuilding after divorce, struggling with their finances, that kind of thing. But I keep getting all these men, well, spammers basically, right?
Yeah.
So do I still just continue, just go live and eventually I'll get the right followers?
How many followers are you at ish?
I'm just over 800.
Okay. Here's what
So
I would keep going until you get to 1,000 so you can have your clickable link. Okay. It's not to say that you can't, before you put your clickable link, you can always use a board.
right.
But when you get your clickable link and you start getting over your 1,000, then you can weed out those user number, blah, 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 or those pictures that are like alien cartoon heads. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a lot of spammers and
Mm-hmm. And that's, training your algorithm is huge. Huge.
okay.
And that's what we do in my community and in my one-on-ones. That's what we do because everybody's algorithm is different and everybody's needs to be trained differently because you don't want my algorithm. I don't want Jennifer's algorithm. Right?
Right.
We all need our own.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I do want to join your community.
I know you do. I know you and I've been messaging, my friend. I know. When I saw your name, I'm like, I know her.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, that's what I would do until you get to 1,000.
Okay. Thank you. And a quick question. Sorry about the Facebook Live. Did you create a completely new, like a business Facebook account or just on your personal one?
No, I'm probably going to get some flack for this, but Facebook is a nosy, personal drama platform.
Yes.
People, okay, TikTok, strangers buy from strangers, right? Facebook,
Yep.
friends buy from friends. And I don't necessarily mean like warm market friends. I mean, like if you've got 500 friends on your Facebook page, they're more likely to buy from you because they know your personal life than they are.
Right. Okay. I have a lot of followers on Facebook, but I've been scared to kind of go on the Facebook because they're old clients and
Mhm.
friends and from my past, like going through the divorce, some people that I don't really want following
Right.
me.
And
Yeah.
I mean, there is a feature on Facebook when you make a post, like if you're doing a public post, you can say everyone except, and then you can like type in, let's say her name was Susie Smith. You can just start typing it in and you can click her name and it won't show it to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, my friend.
Okay.
I'm going to chime in here again. So sorry.
Love it.
So on Facebook, and I'm going to be doing a Facebook training on Friday. It's on the calendar, but I was surprised. I just wanted to prove that you could start a brand new account on Facebook and be successful too. Because I have like over 4,000 followers on my main page, and I'm doing really good there. And I thought, let me just see what happens because the pages don't. This is just my opinion. It's debatable. I think the pages don't do well unless you're paying for Facebook ads. And we don't
Yeah.
have to do that. Like you can build organically and there's no need for that. But my Facebook profile, like I just made a new profile and called it Jennifer Digital Boss Gal. And I am shocked at the rapid growth and even cold leads that have came into my community and
Nice.
messaged about my business. Like literally, I thought it would take much longer to build that trust and connection.
Mhm.
And I will say, it really started to kick off after my first live. And you can't go live on a new profile for 60 days. So that
Mm.
gave me some time to like work my nerve up because I'm like, oh, these are all like brand new straight. I don't know anybody. So it is an option for you and it's doing really well for me. But, again, like she said, people are going to buy from who they know, like, and trust. And, you can do both or whatever
Yep.
you want to do there. But
And
anyways.
you're going to get those people that see you one and done. It happens. It really does. But 90% of the time, it's going to be people that are going to like stalk you in the background, right? They're going to like go to your lives, but they may not click into your lives. They're watching, they're stalking you. Do you have any more questions? This was easy. This was short and sweet.
I have another question.
Yes.
What would you say to someone who is completely terrified to go live or it still makes them comfortable? What is something that they can do to help them right before? Because sometimes I'm like, I'm going live today, I'm feeling good. And then when I get there, and this isn't necessarily for me because I just kind of do it anyways, and that's just what I've committed to. But
Mhm.
someone that's not there yet and it's really an issue for them, what can they do to kind of give themselves some confidence or psych themselves up for it or any tips there?
Take a Xanax. No.
Have a glass of wine.
My answer would be different per person.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because if someone truly knows who their audience is, I'm going to give them a different answer than I would for somebody that just knows nothing yet. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say that putting a little sticky note or note card with bullet points is always helpful. You guys don't laugh, but I used to have a napkin stuck to my dashboard in my car. In my car, a napkin, little notes. And one day I just realized, oh my gosh, I didn't even look at my napkin today. And it's gone. But you're going to get my lives are the same every day. Now, some of the questions and the conversations I have are different, but my structure to my lives are the same every day, no matter what platform. Because it's me and my story, and that's what people know me as. Like, all right, you guys know that I'm a boy mom. You know that I'm a baseball nerd. You know that I'm a stay-at-home mom, right? Like, people know that about me now. People know that I had a college degree that paid me $19 an hour because I always share my story. Like everybody knows where Jess lives, right?
Yes.
Right? Because she always shares her story. Okay, that's what I feel is more of a connecting point in your structure versus, somebody that comes on and just starts talking about the program. I rarely say the name Legacy Builder in my program or in my live. And I talk about it maybe a fifth of the time. People don't care what it's called. They don't care if it's called a sticky note or password book. Nobody cares what it's called. They just want to know how it's going to solve their problem. They just want to know how what you have is their solution. Okay. Does that make sense? That's kind of off topic in what you were saying. But my answer would be different depending on the person.
Love it.
I think, Teresa, did you have a question?
Teresa and Rhonda.
I was
there you
actually gonna, I was gonna piggyback off that other question that whoever just asked about being uncomfortable. I was gonna say for me, what works is I normally have something that I'm doing along with it. So I mean, there's days I get on there and I do laundry, and that's like my distraction is I do laundry while I do it. Because like for me, what makes me uncomfortable is when there's nobody on there and I'm talking to myself. That's when I get uncomfortable and I get nervous. So I normally have like I've done dishes, I've done laundry, like I've crocheted my blanket while I'm on.
Oh,
So,
I love that.
so
Some
I
people,
normally have something.
some people have like a fidget,
Yeah. And that's
and
what
that's
just,
essentially
yeah,
like
that's,
me. I've been in my chair. You guys probably noticed I've been spinning in my dang chair this whole time.
yeah, because I was like, that's what makes me uncomfortable is when there's nobody there and nobody interacting. Then I get uncomfortable because I'm like, okay, I got to sit here for an hour and talk to myself. So
They
I
are
was just gonna, I know. And that's why I'm like, I still have to talk, but I'm like, at least that way I'm kind of distracted with whatever I'm doing. So I don't know if maybe that'll help somebody else out.
Have you ever tried putting a little piece of paper in that corner to cover
I
your?
have not.
So I'm a sticky note nerd, okay? But like, you know how like there's this part is sticky? I was literally, see this part? Watch. And I would stick it right there. So you can't, oops, sorry. So you can't, oh my gosh. Sorry. What the heck?
Yeah, so you can't see how many people are
There.
on.
Yeah, see that?
Uh-huh.
So you can't see the number. Then you don't panic and you think nobody's there. Pretend like that number always says 100. Would you talk different if it always said 100?
True. And my mentor says that, and I'm just like, I don't know why. I'm obsessed with looking at that number.
It's just human nature. It's because it's there. If it wasn't there, we wouldn't even think to look at it.
Yeah. True.
It's just a distraction.
True.
Rhonda.
Oh, thank you. And thanks, Teresa. That was awesome tips. I was going to ask Mindy, that's my thing too. Like I'm a little bit, I overthink. So my house is not quiet. I've got dogs. I also work from home 9 to 5. So I'm trying to like do all this in between like the pockets of my day and to try to get an hour of peace and quiet. Like, do you like, I always thought when you did your lives, it had to be quiet, the right background and that sort of stuff. But you're saying just like dogs in there, the noise, like, is that not, that's okay? Like,
yeah,
just being
100%. That's better than being
and that's, I guess, my problem, right? I'm just trying to be too
like I'm in the car, so
perfect, I guess.
I have my phone up there, but I'll be like, look, I do this in the carpool lane, and I will take my phone off of the thing, and I'll be like, look at all these cars behind me. Look at all these cars.
Okay.
I mean, people are like, oh my God, you are in the car. Like, it resonates with people when you're less than perfect.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Awesome.
What you got for me, sister?
Are you waiting on me?
Yeah.
I
mean,
just
yes, but
had
no.
one last question, because I've not had this happen yet, but I thought I would just get if someone asks you, now I just like to keep it real, so I'd probably just say, I don't know the answer, but if someone asks you something that you don't know the answer, how do you handle that? because it's live. It's like,
What kind of question?
whatever. I mean, not something silly, something relatable, in relevance to whatever you're talking about. But maybe there's someone new. Let's say someone's new to Legacy and they're doing their live and they ask them something about it that they don't know yet, right? They haven't
Mhm.
learned that part of it or something.
I would be honest. I would say, you know what? I am just learning.
Yeah.
I am learning how to do this, because honesty will win always.
Yeah.
And I see some people making false income claims, and I'm like, ooh, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it will, mark my word, come back and bite you. But honesty is best, because you know what, that person that asked you is probably going to be put in that same situation eventually, and they're going to be like, well, it was okay for her to say that she didn't know and I still purchased, right? Or
Yeah.
like, I haven't got to that part in the training yet.
Yeah.
And then maybe make it a point to go find that answer, so that if it gets asked again, you know how to answer it.
Yeah. I always say, ask anything you want. If I don't know the answer, I'll find someone who does.
Mhm.
You know?
And I say something along the lines of that. I'll say, I don't know everything there is to know, but I know a lot. Because if you think about it, you guys, every single one of you know 10 times more than that person that's watching. And that's enough. You don't have to know everything. You
Yeah.
just have to know enough. And what you do know is 10 times more than what they do, and that's enough.
Yeah, even just stuff that you guys learned on this Zoom. If you go live tomorrow or something like that, share a tip. Other people need to know it too, and it kind of starts to make you a little bit of the go-to, and you're just keeping it real, sharing your journey, sharing what you've learned. And I absolutely think don't worry about, Rhonda, about the noise or the background. Just be you, show up wherever. I mean, I think that's relatable because, like Teresa said, some people are thinking they can't do this because they've got 5 kids in the background or dogs barking or whatever. And none of that matters when you're there just to add value and really show someone how what you have can help, help their life, you
Mhm.
know? So,
Exactly. And think of it as serving. Like, you are showing up for that person that needs your solution. You are serving them what you have.
mhm.
And like,
Thank
right,
you.
you're outside right now, and your background is beautiful.
Yeah.
I would go live right there.
People love the outside videos.
Okay,
So does
thank you. I just thought it was so noisy with the traffic and
no,
everything
I
else.
can't hear a thing.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, we don't hear anything.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Well, I'll do it out here because it is nice.
Good. What's up, Angela?
I had another question while I'm thinking, sitting here and thinking and listening. So when I do, let's just say I do my very first long 40, let's say 45-minute or whatever, half an hour, 45-minute video or live. Is that okay if I start out right away with a call to action? Or should I just have several of them just so people can get to know me a little bit better?
Well, for me, if I was scrolling and I stopped on someone, and it would depend on what they were talking about. It would depend on what their call to action was. Like,
Mhm.
if I've been listening for a while and they're like doing an introduction, like, hey, my name is Angela, I've learned how to blah blah blah, if this is something you want to learn about too, like, that's your CTA, right?
Okay.
And you're gonna be able to segue that into your lives, like I said, 6, 8, 10 times is good.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a hard time speaking to other people or in front of other people. I think what I have a little bit more of a challenge is offering things that kind of still makes me feel a little uncomfortable. Why, I don't know. It's, because I can talk to people all day long and it's okay. It's just offering stuff. I don't know why that is a little bit more challenging for me.
I want you to think of, so when you hear a commercial, right? They're not just offering their super glue at the beginning of the commercial. They're telling you about the problems you're having because you don't have that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They're telling you that you tried Gorilla Glue and it didn't work.
Yeah.
You tried to glue this to this and it broke.
Yeah.
And then you come in with your offer because that's the solution to their problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if Gorilla Glue is called Yellow Amazon Man or Gorilla Glue. The point is that it is the solution to their problem.
Yeah.
And so when you offer it, like, I know I've been there, this is how I'm not there anymore. This is how I'm getting out of it. Right? You're not saying, I bought this digital program and you can make money. Because
Right.
they're gone. You have to know what it is you're selling. And I don't mean product wise, I mean solution wise.
Okay.
And it will feel more comfortable and less salesy. It'll feel more serving and less selling for you.
Right. I like that. And I want to just add something to that because I'm probably way older than all of you all together there. I love when you said honesty. To me, this is such a very important component, and also integrity. I
Yes.
think people can really relate to that. And if they figure out that you really mean what you say and say what you mean, they're really getting to know you a little bit better. I think that makes such a huge difference in anything that you like you said, you can sell people an orange for $20, but it's because they're trusting you and they're believing you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why like my lives are more of like, instead of like an educational live like Michelle's, mine is more of like a emotional, personal, and I feel like because a lot of people are out there talking about the dang airplane, but nobody knows why.
Right. Well, you're touching people on you're connecting with their heartstrings. You're connecting emotionally in a deeper level because you're relatable. You know what the moms need, and you're a mom, and so and even if you had a problem or a challenge in your life and you're talking about this with the moms, I bet there's a bunch of other moms who had the same thing, and that's why it is so probably so easy for you to connect to other people.
Yeah, because I know what my pain points were.
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. This is so
You're welcome.
really, really wonderful. Thank you for the time that you took out of your busy life to come and do that.
You're welcome. No problem. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
Hello.
I know time's almost up, but I finally got brave enough to ask a question. I know I'm so shy. Facebook, like if you go live, and that's kind of, if I do a live, I would like to start there because I do have a lot of friends that are struggling that, I may or may not, they may not be interested, whatever, but I just want them to know what I'm doing. And that's, I want to present it. So my profile is private. So do I need to make my profile public in order for not just my friends, but like for other people to see it, or will it go out to other people?
I would.
Make it public?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. I would.
All right.
Because you just never know.
So if it's private, it's only going to go to like my friends list. Is that how that works?
If somebody requests like a friend request and you don't accept it, you just don't do anything, they end up as one of your followers.
Okay.
That way, and then they'll see your stuff, but how do I word this? Like they're not, like you're not seeing their stuff. You guys aren't seeing each other's stuff. Like they're following along your journey.
Okay. I just need to make it public.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Unless someone's totally like against it where they don't want, or I have some people that have their profile public, and then if they make a post that has their kids in it or something like that, they'll make that particular, you can make certain post private.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like friends only versus friends and followers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because my daughter, they're my grandchildren, of course, but most of them are adopted, and that's one of the reasons why I've kept my profile private, is because she asked me to do that because I post pictures of the kids, and she's very protective of them because, bio parents, some of them
Yep.
are still kind of out there pilfering around and stuff. So, if I post pictures of the kids, which I don't do often, but I can just make that post private or to my friends, and yet my profile still be public, right?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
show you on the training I'm doing for Facebook on Friday.
Okay.
I'll make a note and I'll even like go over that because it's super
Okay.
simple.
Okay. Awesome.
You could also have a business Facebook page or a private Facebook page with all the people in there. I know Netta has done that, and she does not accept a lot of people in her private, like her personal thing. And she said she started from the get-go, and she does everything in her business one, and she's thriving. She's doing so well.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm so proud of you for speaking up on the call. I can relate to that. I used to be on so many Zooms and it took me forever just to turn my camera on.
I
Like
know that
I
just now
wanted,
starting to turn my camera on, and I think on another Zoom I asked a question or something with Celine Scott, her group, and one of her things she was doing, and I asked a question, but I don't know, I'm super just insecure with all of this, and I'm gonna get it done. I am. It's just
Yes, you
taking
are.
that leap. I'm tippy-toeing on the edge of the cliff, and I'm sure I'm gonna just jump here real soon. So thank you.
yeah.
Better than no steps, sister.
Yes, yes.
And
Thank
take
you.
them on your journey. Let them know. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, hey, like, this is my first live and I'm completely nervous. You know what I mean? It almost
Right.
takes that out of the equation instead of you
Yeah.
thinking that the whole time, like, oh, everybody just, it's my first
Like
live.
takes that cover off.
Do they think I
Right.
suck? Or, you know what I mean? Just be
Right.
real with it. And you're going to relate to so many people because people are terrified to go live and do videos. So I think it's awesome. I want to respect everybody's time. I wanted to say one little thing to Angela, and we can elaborate. I can elaborate on it on our call we're going to do. But I know a little bit about your journey. I know you're not doing legacy. So something that like I think it just was on my heart to speak about that could be your offer without being salesy is just talking about, I mean, you could talk about two people that are trying to sell stuff online and be like, are you not getting results? Whatever your hook may be, and go into the nervous system. I know you talk about that. Like if you're not feeling safe, or if your nervous system is all out of whack and you're stressed and anxiety, you are not going to get results. Mindset is key. So that could be something that you speak on that gets your offer out there without it really like, saying, here's what I do and this is how much it is. Kind of ease into it, and you're confident about that, right? That's something you can talk about and feel good about.
Yes, and I love that. And it's just, it's not, again, I don't have problem with the talking. It's just sometimes figuring out how to tie it all together to make it more of a flow,
Mm-hmm.
and so it doesn't sound so chopped up or whatever, just so it makes sense. Yeah, I love that.
I love it. Does anybody else have any questions? And Adelia, if you want to pop your question in the chat too, you can. If anybody's too shy to pop on, I totally get it. And then we'll wrap it up. And I'm going to thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on. Mindy's my first like guest speaker in the community. So I'm so honored that we had her come, and this was such a good topic. And everybody that actually showed up on here, I'm gonna just send you the replay. I'm just gonna give that to you for free so you can have it and rewatch it as many times as you need to. And Mindy, did you have anything you want to? We're going to drop your community. If you want info on our community, I'll make sure you guys have that. And then anything else you want to leave them with?
So I do my community calls on every other Wednesday, and tomorrow happens to be my call day. So get in there and get in my group sessions like this. Okay, it's really going to help you get out there. Okay, that's all I have.
I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing me into your space.
Yeah, this is so awesome. This is what I'm passionate about, having women from all walks of life and all different businesses come together and just learn and grow together. All right. Does anybody else have anything before we cut it off?
Just thank you, Jennifer and Mindy. This has been awesome.
You're welcome. Have a good night, you guys.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.